All right. I love that announcement, don't you? All right. So today, everybody, we're going to talk about my love-hate relationship with social media. Probably hate it more than I love it. And the reason is, hold on, it's gonna like argue with me today. Because I'm not that girl. Yeah, I'm not. Kim Kardashian, I mainly used Facebook in the past to stalk my kids, see what they were up to, mainly post some maybe vacation shots, not super interested in social media. I find it kind of annoying and a drain and very addicting. So somehow I still, start my every morning and every day with it. So it's kind of annoying. I'm trying to take some screenless days on the weekend. So I'm reluctant. But it is the new world order. That is the world we're living in, especially if you're a business owner. I didn't even put TikTok on here. I thought about that late last night, like, oh yeah, I forgot about TikTok. Yeah, I think the clips are really cute, but that definitely is not my style. But I do think as business owners, you have to decide what is the lake you're going to swim in, what social media lane are you going to swim in. I know some people are really focused on Instagram and that's kind of their main thing. I am on LinkedIn. I have a company Facebook page. I have my personal Facebook page, and I have a Twitter account. I am on Instagram, but I always tell people don't follow me on Instagram unless you just want to see pictures of food. I have been thinking about doing Instagram, but I don't feel like my stuff is all that like visual. To me, Instagram's really good for visuals, but then there's stories. There's always something new to learn. They're all very different. The algorithms are really different. How you interact with the platform is very different. How you attract followers is really different, but those are my main spaces: Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And I've heard a lot of marketing people say that you really have to just like stick to one, at least in the beginning, until you get the following. But what I've been really thinking about is, who are my people? So that would be my question for you. Who are your people? We've talked about it before in office hours. Who are your ideal customers? Who are you trying to attract? And where are they? So I'm presenting this to you today. I'm not even pretending that I am expert on social media or that I have this stuff all figured out, because that is not true. I know who my people are. I'm trying to find out where they're hiding, because if you've looked at me on LinkedIn, I don't know, I probably have, 550, maybe 600 followers. I don't think that's terrible, but I think a lot of them are in the evaluation space, and they are not my ideal customer. Anything I do with evaluators is either as a collaborator or as a give back, like office hours or the IC chats. I'm not marketing to my fellow evaluators. I want to work with nonprofits and foundations, and I'm trying to figure out where they're hanging out. So this is what my business coach has been talking to me about. I've mentioned the speaking coach that I worked with last year in her program, Heather Sager. She has a program called Speak Up to Level Up. And I did it because I heard Ann Emery had been doing it. And I thought, I think Ann is a fabulous teacher. And one of the things that both Heather and my business coach talk about is, what's your strategy? We can't just be throwing spaghetti at the wall. We really have to have a strategy for what we're doing and where we're showing up. So the other thing that Tracy, my business coach, is having me do is set goals around that strategy. So some of you may know I just launched this mini course. It's geared for nonprofits. It's about evaluation use. And I think, if I remember right, because I just set the goal last week, I think I settled on 300. I want 300 downloads. So, in this space, I always tell you the truth. I never pretend like I'm all that or I have it all figured out. I think so far, other than my office manager and one of my RAs, I think I have 3 downloads as of today. So pretty disappointing rollout for a free mini course. So, but I set the goals. I'll be bringing those goals to my meeting with my business coach, and she'll be holding me accountable. So whatever your business strategy is, it's, as in all things evaluation, right? It's really important to set those goals and then figure out, hey, that didn't work so well. What do I need to do differently? There you go. Assess the goals. And then rinse and repeat. So maybe a post that you put out there is totally ignored. You don't get any traction at all, but maybe you've got some that are successful. So take your, say if you, and that's something that I didn't even put on the social media icon, but it's definitely a way of reaching your audience, is your weekly emails, if you do them, or a newsletter, if you do that. So whatever it is you do, wherever you're showing up, you want to keep doing that. You want to evaluate what works and do more of that. So I want to talk about some success tips. These are some things that I found successful and some things that I am told will be successful if I do them. So one is being consistent. So showing up, if you're doing Facebook Lives or you're doing video on LinkedIn, showing up at the same time all of the time. Be a friend. So you guys are great about that. Teddy and Jessica are always awesome about liking and sharing stuff that I put out. I try to do the same thing for you guys. And so this is, yeah, so this is me and Susan presenting right before COVID shut down, and we were doing I think it was a 3-day training up in Illinois on coalition evaluation. So this is us with the team leaders there at the end. But Susan and I are very good friends. We work together a lot, and we help, promote each other. So anything you can do to promote your fellow evaluation pals, I think that all that good karma comes back at you. And then, you want to be sticky. So Heather talks about being that magnet that attracts your ICA. And again, I'm just trying to do this. So I worked on my business probably 15 years before I even thought about marketing. And even today, truthfully, maybe I should do that gut check. Do I even really need to do this? Because I'm way more busy than I need to be or want to be, which is why I have senior level subcontractors working with me now. But I'm competitive, right? So I want to be known as an expert evaluator for nonprofits and foundations. And the way you do that is to, like I said, be sticky, attract people, your ideal customer, to you. And I know I've showed you guys this picture before, but I had to use it here. So funny story, my eldest did my social media for, I don't know, probably about 5 or 6 years. And pretty much all we were doing was throwing stuff out there. I wasn't really commenting on what I was throwing out. We were just trying to just have a day. I would have a day, maybe it was a mental health post or an education post, something like that. But there was no strategy around it other than, hey, CES is a business, and I wanted people to know that. He told me at least 6 or 7 years ago, Mom, you got to get on video. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. And of course, when I took that class, Heather was all about that. So on most Fridays, sometimes Wednesday, I will show up in the company Facebook page and go live. Now, the first time I did it, it's kind of like ripping off the Band-Aid. It wasn't pleasant, but it wasn't horrible. I managed to not have the, what is it called? RBF, you know what that is, right? Resting face. It wasn't bad. I feel like I'm getting better. I've heard that you need to stay on a live like 10 minutes to attract, people to start watching you. Yeah, I'm lucky if I do 4 or 5 minutes. I'm just not there yet. My little sister in Mississippi will pop on and say hi. But yeah, I've got a long way to go in learning. But I'm more comfortable than I was. So that's progress. And then I would say automate or delegate. We use Hootsuite to post across all the social media platforms, and it's pretty easy to use, and you can schedule your posts. Something I've been thinking about is really delegating this work. Again, it gets back to that love hate. I'm kind of weird. I love growing the business. I like thinking about it. I am kind of competitive. So I like that part of it up to a point, and then I just get exhausted. Remember that picture? I'm not Kim Kardashian. I just kind of get exhausted by the social media. So I am thinking about, wow, who can I get to help me with that? Maybe I need a virtual assistant, a VA, to help me with that part of it. It's just something I'm contemplating. Create a content calendar. So I did this as part of that Speak Up to Level Up class. Heather had us really think about kind of what are the buckets or the things that were talked about, that we talk about. And then break that out into smaller bits and put that on a Google document for you. That way, when it's time to do that Facebook Live, or it's time to, do that post on social media, whatever it is, you don't have to really think about it. You can just go to your Google Doc, pull it out, and get going with whatever your content is. So that's been really helpful, especially doing the live. So here are my 5.5 tips. I always do this in honor of Matt. So start now. Don't do what I did. That's what I mentioned on the in the chat yesterday when Mary Frances Porter was talking. Dang, I wish I'd started this a lot sooner to try to grow my email list, because that's really what you're trying to do. You want to get out there on social media. You want to attract your ideal customer and gather those emails. If you think you may have some kind of online course you're trying to sell, or anything, a coaching program, a membership program, whatever it is that you're thinking about, automate what you can. Use something like Hootsuite. That's very helpful. And don't do what I did. Don't go 5 or 6 years and not have a strategy. So really think about your social media strategy, your marketing strategy, and set some goals around that. And then lastly, engage. When you see your friends post, or you see an article that you think is helpful, don't just throw it out there, actually comment it on that. And I know some of you are really good about that. So those are my tips. And that is the sad story of my love-hate relationship with social media, but it's not going away. So we might as well jump on the train. If anything, there's just going to be newer, different forms of it. So anyway, thanks for joining me. All right, that's what I got, guys.
Wow.
I'm gonna turn off the recording now so we can have a discussion, and I want to hear what you guys are doing with your social media, because I bet I could learn a lot from you.